Hey guys, how's it going? It's Philip with Trade Genius. On this video, we're going to take a look at Litecoin and see where this thing is headed in this week's outlook. So let's get into this video.
Trade Genius.
Haven't looked at Litecoin in a while, so let's dig into this. We, like Bitcoin, have been consolidating, and this upper trend line obviously now is the lid, and what we're doing is we're kind of heading back toward this old support level, an old trend line that's really been kind of the just floor for this thing all this time. Hasn't visited it in quite some time, November of last year, but is getting closer. So what I wanted to do was take a look and show you guys what we're looking at as far as support levels. Now, if we're looking at the daily here. So first thing is we're in a sell signal on the daily, and like Bitcoin, probably won't fire along unless we see kind of a pattern that goes either sideways to up. If we see that, we'll probably get a buy signal in the next 6 or 7 days. And as with Bitcoin, those are pretty powerful and should produce a decent move up toward this trend line, which is currently at $150. As time progresses, that's going to move down, obviously. So you're looking somewhere between 140 and 150 to the upside as the first target. Now, since we're in a downtrend, we've been operating within these bearish fib zones. So we do actually have some pretty bearish targets. Now, this one down here, which is this large fib zone, I just don't think that's realistic, even though that's what the math works out to, $24. I think worst case scenario is the $75 to $80 area, but you would have to bust through some really long-term trend support to do that. And in reality, if we're looking at the price action, even though that trend line is really strong, if you look back historically at price and volume, you're going to see that 75-80, there is a pretty large amount of volume support there. So not out of the question, but I would definitely say if that happened on a spike move down or something like that, you're going to want to load the boat there big time. That's going to bounce. Okay, but probabilities of that here aren't that high. So what are we looking at immediately? Well, if we take a look at this level here, on the daily chart, and we're going to drill down to the 4-hour and the hourly, but on the daily chart, you're going to have a ton of support right in this 112 region. So you could work an order there depending on what time frame you like to trade. But 112 is definitely a spot where I think you're going to see some buying orders come in, some volume come in. Again, like Bitcoin, volume's been an issue. As you can see, that's just from where we had these big run-ups. We're not anywhere near the volume, and the shaded area, as you can see, has just been going down. Same like with Bitcoin. So we haven't really seen the volume come in. We want to see these volume bars like we have here and here and here and here, and we're just not seeing that yet. When we see that, then we'll know we'll probably have a sustained move back up to this trend line. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart, again, we are in a sell signal, and things are a little toppy on the stochastic. So if 112, this is probably a decent spot again, this area, to take a stab long. And we've got this region of support in here, so also will be in the lower half of the channel. And then if we get a nice sell signal, that's gonna coincide nicely, and then we'd be looking at that run up hopefully to those higher levels. So that's what I'd be looking at here with the 4-hour. And if you look at the hourly, if you want to do more of a scalping type trade, again, also in a sell signal. So we've got all sell signals right now on all 3 time frames. And what I'd be looking for here, guys, is actually some support. You're going to see some support. If you drill down now, you're going to see support come in at this 116 level. There's a lot of support there. And you've had a few attempts lower, but 116 On the hourly, guys, is probably going to be worth a quick stab to try and see if you can get, $5. But that's, what we're looking at on the hourly time frame. So much shorter targets. Your stop's also going to be pretty tight. You're not going to want to, if this level here, let's draw a horizontal line so you guys can see this. You can see like price really respects that level. We'll poke below it, respected it here, broke it, broke back above on this BART move, came back down to this area, consolidated, moved off of it, has bounced off it a couple times. So that's actually around 117, but 117 to 116 in that area, and then you can have a tight stop, down to 114 would probably make sense for your stop. And again, that would be to probably take a target in the upper part of this channel, so it'd be around the 120 area. All right, so again, more of a scalping type environment, but that's what the hourly is looking like. So that's it for LTC USD. We can take a look real quick on the LTC BTC. I wanted to show you what I think is going to be a pretty decent level to take for a trade. You can see it better on the 4-hour chart, and it's down here. As you can see, we've had this channel, so it makes sense to take a stab. You have a very tight stop, but taking a stab at this 0.0157 area, I think would probably be a good risk reward, and that's going to be aiming for a target of around 0.0162. So what's that give you percentage wise? Let's throw this on here, and so we're looking at something like 3.4%, and it's been doing that pretty consistently. You might be able to eke out more, but it's been doing that pretty consistently for the last couple of weeks here. So just thought I would point that out to you. Otherwise, on the daily time frame with LTC BTC, just really big consolidation here, and we're looking for this to hold. If not, you've got this big volume void, but I don't think this is gonna immediately pull back down to 0.01 area, because LTC is pretty much in lockstep right at the moment with BTC. So even if they do move down, we'd have to see a really, things would have to break down quite a bit out of the consolidation that we're currently in for this to happen. So we'll revisit that, but right now that's just not in the cards, and we have this Fibonacci zone kind of holding us up here. So the reason why there's a volume void here is just because we're looking at the moves in this area. Price didn't spend a lot of time there. They were either here or up here. And so just kind of no man's land, So stops are pretty easy if you're more of a position trader, position swing trading type thing. That's, if you're looking for this area, your larger swing trade up to this area, stops are pretty easy below this, and below that it's kind of no man's land. You kind of want to just wait and see. Obviously, if that did go in there long term, you're going to be wanting to look as price would enter into this zone for another position swing. So, or get short if you started seeing that level breakdown. So that's kind of the big picture. But as with Litecoin Bitcoin ratio, price ratio, we've always said, this channel is kind of dictating what's historically been expensive and what's been historically cheap. So you can bear that in mind, but the longer we stay at the top of this channel, we're going to probably likely create a new channel range higher. 2018's, I think has been more of a consolidation event than people were hoping for, but still, the next 12 to 24 months, it's going to be pretty bullish for cryptos. And Litecoin has carved out a pretty decent niche as far as a payment option. And so it's not like these other coins that are just, have ICO'd on a concept and haven't really delivered yet. Litecoin's the silver to the Bitcoin gold standard. So I think it's going to be around for a while and move up with Bitcoin for the immediate future. So anyway, guys, that's the take on Litecoin this week. I hope it helps. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on tomorrow's video. Thanks. Bye.
Trade Genius.